Welcome to the Post Cafe, the art of conversation. It is where artists comes alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creations of hidden treasures, expressing tones of lyrics felt within the soul, a vibration that brings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds through various forms of expressions, including writers, singers, spoken word, and artistic expressions in painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities to the mind at all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever needing memories of my lonely blues? We walk by the calls of nature, sing in harmony, pray for the love of the skies, and dance with the stars like a feminine ballerina, gazing across the stage in her soft-toed ballerina shoes. Welcome to the Artists of Poetry Cafe show, Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ron C. McCray. A delight as delighted as we are, we can't wait to embark on a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now let's get started.
Let's get started. We want to begin with saying good afternoon to you. If it's Sunday, it must be Poetically Speaking, the place for the spoken word. And today's agenda is keep your head up. And of course, when I say keep your head up, you think of several things. But I know one thing that I thought about when I decided to follow this agenda was the song by Tupac Shakur. Keep Your Head Up was actually written for his mother. And that song really rang in my head as we try to put this program together. Also, I was thinking about a quote from Les Brown, one of my mentors, a motivational teacher, a motivational speaker. And Les Brown said that if you fall down, make sure you fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And so again, keep your head to the sky. Also, we have a quote of the day. And the quote of the day simply says here, leaders, whether in the family, in business, in government, or in education, must not allow themselves to mistake intentions for accomplishments. And this is from Jim Rohn, who was a motivational teacher and also a speaker. And the thing I like about this particular quotation, again, leaders in the family, leaders in business, leaders in government, and leaders in education. We all need leadership in these particular subjects. But let's understand, good intentions are not accomplishments. And I find a lot of times there's people who talk a good show. They talk about what they can do and what they will do, and they have the best of intentions. But intentions are not accomplishments. And so I definitely want to make sure we understand that, okay? Good intentions don't always lead to good accomplishments. So understand, as we plan our life, as we plan our world, we have to understand that our intentions, as good as they may be, are not accomplishments. And so all that said as an introduction, I also want to note that our engineer for this evening is Brother Pierre. And he always does a fine job making sure we get this program to you. As always, I look forward to this part of our program, which we call Ron's Poetry. So, Ron, what do you have for us this afternoon, this beautiful afternoon?
Oh, it's fabulous. A couple of things, but I'd like to piggyback on something you express on a regular basis, and that is, as Les Brown indicated, if you fall down on your back, if you can look up, you can get up. I like to add to that because, again, for those who have not fell on their back but fell on their face, you do push-up.
Yeah.
Do a push-up, then you can get up.
Right.
See, no matter how you look at it.
Yes, I love
Because
that.
if you lay there, then you allow yourself to sink down into, well, anyway, we ain't going to go that way.
We don't want
Anyway, you push yourself up to keep from going, falling deeper into the abyss, put it that way.
That's right.
So that's what's important. I found a book, as we always talk about poetry and different books are lit and whatnot, but I found this book on the shelf, and I was telling my brother here that I ran across this book, and it's interesting how the spirit of something always leads you to somewhere that you don't expect to be, to find something that you wasn't looking for. And so here's a book that I found, and it's by Simon. It's Poetry by Simon, okay? And this is interesting, and I'd just like to read one piece out of here, short, because we've been talking about the way of a superior man. And we've been talking about men, we've been talking about ladies, and we're talking about relationship. So I like to read this part here because it ties into what we've been talking about.
Yes.
Because one of the most important things is to really put more emphasis on men's and their responsibility, their liability, and accountability, and showing up.
That's right.
But in the same token, we also talk about the women too. But we're not going to talk about the women right now. But we'll say that.
Not right
we'll
now.
come back because we
Come
know
back
a lot
to
of
it.
women like to come out the woodwork and start talking about what the man is not doing. So anyway, let me read this. It's pretty long, but I just want to read at least some of it. Men, why are you hiding? Men, why are you hiding? Are you scared? Are you afraid? If so, of what? Of who? You must be hiding because I see so very little of you. Everywhere I go, there is so few of you, of me, of us. There are always plenty of women around, plenty of females, plenty of ladies. But I always find myself asking, where are all the men?
That's right.
Where are they hiding? Let's take a look at a man. What is a man? David asked this question in the 8th chapter of Psalm scripture, where he states in paragraph, when I think of heaven, the moon and the stars created by only your hands and your fingers, the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, and the fish of the sea, your creation, Lord, as well as me. And you place all this at my feet and tell man to rule it, to control it, to protect it. For thou hast made man a little lower than the angels.
Wow.
So that in itself says a lot. And I just want to kind of put a little emphasis on the latter part, because even as it says here, for man to rule it, to control it, to protect it. Let's take the last part, to protect it
That's right.
first,
Yes.
okay? To rule it, you must govern yourself and make sure that all that you rule is protected,
Yes. Yes.
okay? You don't control it, as if it's all about you and you demanding this, because I say that in that manner, because most important, today, then, and yesterday, see, man, the evil side of man, okay? Not all man, but the evil side, always felt it was about him, his control, his way, and that's where the abuse of family to women and kids come into play. Men, it's your responsibility not only to rule over, but to govern and protect all that has been given to you, all that has been created for you to rule over, to protect and control. Okay, because again, just like you protect, you must control the environment, not allow the family members and everybody else to get out of hand, because we got some ruly people today in the family.
That's right.
Some
That's right.
kids or whatever, men or women, get a little ruly.
That's right.
But it's about you that was created by God on this foundation to stand within, okay, to protect, to control, and to rule over. You are the foundation of the foundation of the family, no matter how you look at it.
It's so fun here. Laretha Foster Braham, she has a comment. She says here, will the real men please stand up? Will the real men stand up? That's the question from our sister. But also that could be a prayer for other sisters. Will the real men please stand up? This weekend on Netflix, they premiered a film called Ruth and Boaz, actually produced by Devon Franklin and Tyler Perry. Haven't seen the movie yet. It's got some mixed reviews, but I was talking to you about, when are they going to do the movie called Ruth and Boaz? But the movie is here. It's Ruth and Boaz on Netflix. So again, maybe in your commentary, you can let us know what you thought about it if you saw it. But again, Ron, somebody's listening. I don't know if they're listening the way we want them to listen, but Laretha, she says that movie, Ruth and Boaz on Netflix, she says it is a great movie.
Well,
she has spoken.
I'm not going to challenge from what you thought or felt. I respect what you thought and felt because, again, everybody has an opinion. I'm not challenging the opinion or your position because I didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
I'm only saying this in this manner and hope that there was the details of that movie that relates to the reality of the truth of the story from where it was written in the Bible.
Okay.
See, there's a difference because we know that, there's a real story, and then there is those who want to change things in the story. And, too often, society always want to alter the truth of the real story.
Yeah.
And let me say this in short, because, again, I don't want to get into it because I didn't see the movie, and I don't want to disrupt anybody from their thinking, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But too often, I say this, for years, I constantly hear and have heard, and even still, you hear the statement, I'm looking for Boaz.
Where's my Boaz?
Where's my Boaz? But see, that says that you didn't read the story. You have to know who Ruth is.
Okay.
And if you're Ruth looking for your Boaz, then you know the story.
Yeah.
But anyway, we leave that at right there.
Yeah, and just one more thing before we go away from that. Laretha said that she saw the movie, and she said it's a modern version of the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but I've saw some. They had some press junkets. She says that. She says it deviated from the it deviated from the Bible, but it is a good movie. I know from the press clippings that I read, Boaz is the owner of a winery, okay, and Ruth is a singer. So that's a little different. But again, I'm not going to say too much more about it because I haven't seen the movie. I do plan to see it, and then maybe I'll offer more. But continue, my brother.
I'd like to bounce on this again. I want to go back to this was under, again, men while you're hiding. So I want to skip down a little bit. And this part here is written by John Donnan. Stated in his devotion, no man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. So I feel we should do as Mr. Schwartz when he said, in his civilization and ethics, hunt them for some situation in which your humanity may be used. And of course, Arthur Miller believed in his death of a salesman. Man is not the finest character that ever lived, but he's human. But he's a human being. A terrible thing is happening to him. Now, just that. This is so important. Just that last part. Terrible things are happening to him. Now, let's look at man across the board, but mostly in this culture of African American. When you go back in the beginning, before being enslaved, the moment, I always say, the moment man stepped on the soil of Africa and shackled you, your wife, your children, the only child that was not shackled was the infant in a mother's arms. That in itself had become a brand to the human mind and the soul of human being in this culture. And to this day, unfortunately, man, you still have to wake up and realize your history because you are still being branded and in shackled, whether you want to believe it or say it, because you look at what's happening in society today. No matter how you look at it, that's important. So men, again, as we continue to bring forth to you, you must stand up and become, even as the pastor said this morning, okay, there's a division among our culture. I hear it all the time. But the problem is the fact that I can say it, but what am I doing? For me personally, I'm here ready to do. But we need more to say, look, stand up and raise your voice. Stand up and stand for what you believe in. Stand up for humanity and stand up for what I just read based on the Bible. Be that protector and a ruler over and to guide your family. And your family is the community, not just your direct family or your biological family, but the family in reference to your community.
Yeah, and also, again, what you said is beautiful. I want to go back to Aretha. She says here, and really, again, this is what you have to understand when you're reading the Bible, and they make movies from the Bible and they deviate. Aretha makes a point, and I really want you to understand this. She says here that Ruth wasn't looking for Boaz, okay? God sent Boaz to Ruth, okay? That's the difference. Okay, some women are so aggressive. I'm looking for Boaz. I'm looking for Boaz. No, that's not the way it was in the Bible. Ruth was busy doing what she was doing, and God sent Boaz to Ruth. Okay, so again, we have a lot of dreams. We have a lot of things we want to happen, but most of the stuff you don't control. Okay, you might want the Boaz, but again, that sometimes the man that you pick is not the man that God has for you. So sisters, I'm saying sometimes you got to be patient and let God send Boaz to you. How about that?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Please.
I made the difference on that.
Go ahead, all right.
But you got to go back and read the whole story.
Okay.
And look at, from Ruth, Naomi,
yes,
the mother,
yes,
who took and sent. So again, we're not here to debate. Everybody have their position and from their perspective and opinion. So again, I always say, at least for me, I always go back and believe in the inception of something.
yes.
I don't say something unless I have done some research on the inception of it. Or I may voice from my perspective.
Yes.
But I also stand to the point where I could be corrected too.
Okay. Well, again, and my whole thing, again, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't want to say much anymore. I don't want to say much about it. But
Right.
again, Laretha, thank you for sharing that.
Right,
And those
absolutely.
who are watching, who have seen
Right.
the movie, again, please, you can put some comments in there. And, and if I don't read it during the program, I definitely read it after the program. But again, we like this interchange. This is important. We like this. We like this this dialogue that we're having right now.
Here's another part as we continue. And we see that Pascal wrote, man is the glory and shame of the universe. Opinion. How then can man be the glory and shame of the universe? What is this terrible thing that's happening to him? I would like to say that maybe nothing's bad is happening to him, just maybe nothing good has happened to him yet.
Okay.
That is important. It kind of ties into what the pastor was saying today. When you stand on the believe and let God do what he has created us to believe and what he is instilling in us to trust, step back, and let God do his thing, because he's here to guide and protect. You see, so all that we may think and the bad things is happening to us, but we also have to believe and pray and know that God is in control, that the good thing is yet to come. Because in the book of Jeremiah, I think Jeremiah 29, I know the plans I have for you. See, that's important. I know the plans I have for you. They are good. Your time is coming. Our time is coming. Every second that you believe and you stand on the word, whatever word, the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran, no matter how you look at it, anything that's positive, your time is coming. Your gifts is coming. See that tree, that green tree that you plant and stand up in your living room every Christmas. You see, that's not the tree we're talking about.
Right.
You see, that tree, as he said, and I don't want to get too deep into it because anyway, that's a false tree. But you're standing on a tree of life.
That's right.
You stand on that tree of life. That's all around you. That's why they said in Psalms, I think it's Psalms 1, like a tree planted by the water, I shall not be moved.
Yes. That's a beautiful thought. And again, we talk about the Bible as literature. We talk about it as lessons learned. Okay. Ron, you have anything else for us?
Yeah, let me read this. This way it kind of soothed everything. And I know everybody's going to get heated up. But anyway, this one I wrote, this is about calmness. Nature embraces calmness within every sanctuary. Your entire environment should be filled with peace, enabling you to experience the incredible flavor of nature. This sensation surpasses imagination when outdoors as life shifts its huge through the mystery of its whispering call. Listen to the sound's voice. Listen to the sound, voices never heard until you surrender to the realm of heaven, a place where life began. From the moment we make a call into the galaxy sphere, a voice comes through the chamber of the canal inside each ear, and one feels a tiny vibrating sound easing and disrupting the outside world. Calmness, what is it? How do we interpret its meaning when the jitters of distraction invades the bloodstream, sparkling a hostile war within the mind, body, and soul that echoes in the heart? Calmness, the beauty of calmness, takes one on a journey through a world, traveling along a scenic pathway as every waterfall dissolves the memories of why one has forgotten the purpose for which they were created. We have life, and to have it abundantly, to enjoy every moment of the air you breathe. Calmness soothing the stress along the rough edges without inviting confusion or distraction. Like a train that roars through your veins at warp speed, causing an overwhelming breakdown and plunging one into a state of akin to the death of life. Calmness is the peace. Calmness is the peace the soul needs, a powerful force that aligns the body and healthy way to experience life's full wonders, allowing us to understand why we are born into such a vibrant world. Time has no end, and we chase it, yet remains elusive. Just joy each moment while a smile, laughter, hello, but never say goodbye. Are you calm today? And do you seek that source of energy to keep you in a place where sounds aren't heard? Peace and calmness rejuvenate the soul for everyday living. Seek it, find it, demand it, embrace it. It's yours to keep. Life offers you one of a kind. Never surrender to a hostile shackle with no freedom key at hand. And in short, and we're going to move on just one second, because too often the large percentage of energy is focused on your president and everything that's going on. You see what's happening. But as long as you remain calm, seek that higher power, and keep things in control within yourself, you don't have to worry about being distracted by outside forces, because that's what's happening. As long as you stay focused on that, you give your energy to that distraction. That distraction is destroying, dismantling the mind, the body, the emotion, and the souls of all of us, no matter how you look at it, or most of us.
Yeah. Well, that's a beautiful point. And so what it does is help us understand that, again, life is what you make it. And if you have a purpose, it even helps you even more. And so we want to move on, and we want to go to the segment entitled Mind, Body, and Books. In this segment, I bring usually two books, one a fiction book and one nonfiction book, because, again, I encourage you to develop the habit of literacy. And when you develop that habit every day, you do 5 things. Do some reading, do some writing, do some talking, you do some listening, and you do some viewing. But I suggest that you read 2 books a week, a fiction book and a nonfiction book. The nonfiction book that I want to present here is a book called The Power, and this is by Rhonda Burns. And this is from the same woman who wrote a book called The Secret, which is the law of attraction. And I just want to read from the back of the book here. It says here, you are meant to have an amazing life. In this book, I want to show you the way to an amazing life. There's so much for you to know about life, and it is all good. In fact, it is beyond good, it's phenomenal. Life is so much easier than you think it is, and as you come to understand the way life works, the power you have inside you, you will experience the magic of life in its fullness, and then you will have an amazing life. Now let the magic of your life begin. And I just want to share just a paragraph from inside the book to give you a better understanding of what she means by the power. And she says here that it's the law of attraction working in your life. Do you see how important it is that you feel good before you begin your day? If you don't take the time to feel good, then you can't receive good things in your day. And once negative things come, it takes far more effort to change them. Because once they are in front of you, you really believe in them. It is much easier to take the time to feel good so that they don't come in the first place. You can change anything in your life by changing the way you feel. But isn't it a better idea to have more good things come to you in the first place? And so again, it's your mindset. So I wake up looking forward to a new day and a better day. The fiction book that I want to make you aware of is a book called The Reckoning. And this is by a friend of ours, a poet, but also a novelist. And his name is Wade Hudson. And this book is called The Reckoning. And it just says here in the back of the book is from the author of award-winning titles such as Defiant, Growing Up in the Jim Crow South, and Recognize, comes The Reckoning, a powerful contemporary novel about an inspiring filmmaker whose world is turned upside down when his grandfather is slain in a senseless racist act of violence. Something that we can relate to. But again, the book is written for young adults, but you know what? It's such an easy read that anybody can really appreciate that. And so again, we bring you these books, we bring you these messages not to make you think a certain way, because again, the final analysis, I think that the more information that you have, you're in a position to become a independent thinker. You're in the position to be someone who evaluates what they hear and decide what they might believe. But again, we bring this to you because, again, we love you, we care for you, and we want you to have the life that you want to have for yourself.
We, as you know, the art of conversation, yes. Poetically speaking, music is lit. Mm-hmm. All of this, no matter how you look at it, it's really to inspire you, as it was just expressed. Mm-hmm. We look forward to inspire you with something, because everybody's going through something, good, bad, or indifferent, no matter how you look at it. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I'm a firm believer is whatever it takes to keep somebody mentally from sitting on the edge of something, mm-hmm. to kill over and commit suicide. Mm-hmm. We don't look at that. So we have fun, we laugh, but we try to bring to you mm-hmm. something positive. No matter how you look at it, we don't get into the battle of what's happening in society. Yeah, we kind of throw it in based on some of the comments and whatnot, mm-hmm. but we shift it around to look at it from a poetic perspective. Mm-hmm. And listen to all the songs, the lyrics of all the songs that is brought to you since the day you were born, mm-hmm. since the beginning of time, yeah. since those who were enslaved, mm-hmm. who all the hymns come from, because they was crying and praying, but they was singing while they were being whipped, lynched, stomped, and everything else under blistering hot sun. And as I always say, many of y'all complain about it's hot outside. Mm-hmm. Daggone it, look at those who had to be out in the hot sun. Mm-hmm. You should embrace it and enjoy it. So that's what's important. So here, mm-hmm. Understand everything that these authors bring to you, the story, whether fiction, a novel, mm-hmm. whether it's reality, no matter how you look at it. Mm-hmm. Always look at it from a perspective of reality, that somebody is writing something based on what they've seen, heard, created, or felt, or believed in. But it's all true. Mm-hmm. The things may seem, but the stories are true. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what's important.
Yeah, and really that's a really nice segue into our next segment, and it's music is lit. But this is a special edition because sometimes when we have guests, we don't get to the music is lit segment. But now we have a little more time this afternoon, so we're going to call this Music is Lit Expanded. Okay, so we're going to give you more than one or two or even 3 songs that we're going to read as poetry. So I try to tie together these poem songs with the theme, and the theme is really that everything must change. everything will change. I mean, change is the constant. But how do we deal with the change? And how do we move on? And so these songs today are from the 60s and the 70s. Talk about a time that was not so good, but hey, if it's from the 60s and 70s, obviously we've gone beyond this. And so the first song that I like to share with you is from 1975. And Ron, is from one of my favorite movies. There's some movies I can watch every day. You know? And this is definitely in the top 5, along with Claudine, the movie, Brown Sugar, Not Easily Broken, Waiting to Exhale. These are some of my favorites. But this one, this is from the movie Cooley High. And it was originally recorded by C.G. Cameron. And then the Boyz II Men, they did their version. And the name of the song is It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday. Don't cry out there. I mean, we won't cry, so you don't cry. But again, it's a very touching song. And it goes like this. How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us laugh outweigh the bad. I thought we get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've been through. If we get to see tomorrow, I hope it's worth all the wait. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And that's from Cooley High. But again, the movie, the message, there is a message in the music. And we continue, and Ron has something to share with us as well.
A change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I'm not a singer, but I just want to read this. But this is important, and to piggyback off what my brother just read.
Yes.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keeps telling me, don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother and I said, brother, help me, please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. There's been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. That ties into what was just read and what we all experienced. And you have to. Yes, it's hard to say goodbye to yesterday, but a change is going to come. Oh, yes, it will.
And that was from 1964 with Sam Cooke. And I really want to let you know that Sam Cooke was not just a singer, songwriter. He had his own music label, and this is early in the 60s. And again, tragic death. I'm not going to go into it right now. I mean, you Google it. find out. But the point is that these songs, they're almost prophetic, because a lot of things that they sing in these songs are still going on. But we got through it before, and we will get through it again. This song, again, that I want to share, this is from 1970. And this is from the great Curtis Mayfield, brother, who is, again, just a beautiful poet-songwriter. And the song is, "Don't Worry, If There's a Hell Below, We're All Gonna Go." And it begins with a female voice before he gets into the song proper. And think of a woman like maybe sitting in the window looking out at what's going on in the street and looking at the darkness, and she says here, and it says here, "Last night I was so depressed, and I went and I got the Bible and I turned to the book of Revelations, and if people would just get and read the Bible and read the book of Revelations, they would really turn around and straighten up. This all we need to do is just get the good book and read it and put it to everyday life." And then Curtis comes in with that big, bad bass line, and he says, "Sisters, niggas, whiteys, Jews, crackers, don't worry. If there's a hell below, we're all gonna go. Sisters, brothers and the whiteys, blacks and the crackers, police and their backers, they're all political actors. Hurry, people running from their worries, while the judge and his juries dictate the laws that are partly false, partly flawed. Cat calling, love balling, fussing and a cussing, top billing, how it's killing for people no one is willing, kind of make you get that feeling. Everybody smoke, use the pill and the dope. Educated fools from uneducated schools, pimping people is the rule, polluted water in the pool." And Nixon, remember that criminal? And Nixon talking about, "Don't worry." He say, "Don't worry." He say, "Don't worry." He say, "Don't worry." But they don't know there can be no show, and if there's a hell below, we're all gonna go. Everybody praying and everybody saying, and when it comes time to do, everybody laying. Just talking, "Don't worry." They say, "Don't worry." They say, "Don't worry." They say, "Don't worry." But they don't know there can be no show, and if there's a hell below, we're all going to go. Well, what we going to do? Tell me what we going to do if everything I say is true. There ain't no way it ought to be. If only the masses could see. But they keep talking about, "Don't worry." They say, "Don't worry." They say, "Don't worry." They say, "Don't worry." But Brother Curtis Mayfield says, "Don't worry. If there's hell below, we all gonna go." See, that's the thing, man. If they destroy this planet through some kind of nuclear war between Russia and the United States, we all going. Whether you be Democrat or Republican, Christian, Jew, or whatever, however you identify yourself. We're in a time in this country where we have weapons of mass destruction, mutual destruction. It's like if they throw a nuclear bomb our way, we throw a nuclear bomb their way. Guess what? We're all going to go. We're all going to be done. And so again, not to scare you, not to frighten you, but let's understand that something's going on. Keep your head up and think about what's going on.
Wake up. If there's hell below, we all gonna go. When you think about what was just read, and you think about the lyrics, even at that time, which was years ago, stands true today.
That's right.
And understand something. as he indicated, smoking, marijuana. You got all these smoke shops,
Smokes in
people
the pill.
driving up and down the street and riding here and there. You can walk down and get a whiff of something. Somebody's smoking somewhere.
That's right.
And they actually believe that they are free. Fail to realize you're going to hell. But let me continue to say this. Same thing with drugs. What's this drugs, feminine or some kind of drug?
Fentanyl.
Yeah, exactly. People dying, young, middle, and old, because you caught up in society of this world. Here's the other one. Like we just said, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Make America great again. Well, the fact is, when was it bad? And that's a question. It was bad for us because we had to endure stuff that was beyond the imagination even during that time. Right. So again, don't worry. If there's hell below, we're all going to go. Now, let me finish with this in 5 seconds. Yes, that's true. But the difference is, for all those who believe in Jesus coming back, when you step on the soil of this earth, He's going to clean house. All those who have accepted Him, called on Him, and believed in Him, and waited for Him may go through hell, but He's going to save those who went to hell, which means you won't go to hell. Those who failed to accept Him, failed to look up, did not get up because you didn't do no push-ups. So the fact is, you're going to stay down below. But once you go down below, ain't no returning. You can't say, hey, look, it's the wrong way. No, that's it. It's a one-way trip, a one-way ticket. That is it. So for every single person, I don't care, white, black, Spanish, Jewish, whatever, Gentile, if you believe in God, then you better keep on looking up and pray, because we're going through some turbulence time. They just haven't gotten as rough as you think and believe, even though you think it. But believe me, it's coming. And just like it said in the lyric, when the young lady sitting in the window, read the book of Revelation. You better read the book of Revelation, because if she said it then, and they talked about it long before she was born, and they talk about it now, listen, wake up.
Yes. This is Music as Lit Expanded Edition. Got another one for you. And I'm going to end on a positive note, okay? Because I know I'm some people out there are shook, but I'm going to end on a peace note, okay? So let me do this, and I'll get to my peace, okay? And so this one now, this is from 1970. Again, a beautiful time for rhythm and blues music, because you had a lot of songwriters who were very socially conscious, and they were giving these socially conscious songs to some of our popular acts, like the Temptations. And this song here from 1970, it was recorded by the Temptations, and it's entitled Ball of Confusion. That's what the world is today. And I tell you, man, we talked about this before, Ball of Confusion. That sounds very familiar. You know, they said this is from 1970. They were talking Ball of Confusion, what the world is today. Wow. I think we're in a ball of confusion. And I think we're bouncing all over the place. And so, again, in 1970, the Temptations were on the radio. They won the Jet Brothers Top 10, and again, this song was all over the radio, and it's called A Ball of Confusion. That's what the world is today. And it begins 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ow! People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of their skin. Run, 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 but you just can't hide. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Vote for me and I'll set you free. Rap on, brother, rap on. Well, the only person talking about love thy brother is the preacher. And it seems nobody is interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation, ball of confusion. Oh, yeah, that's what the world is today. Whoa, hey. The sale of pills are at an all-time high. Young folks walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime, and oh, the beat goes on. Evolution, revolution, gun control, the sound of soul, shooting rockets to the moon, kids growing up too soon. Politicians say more taxes will solve everything. And the beat goes on. So round and around and around we go. Where the world is heading, nobody knows. Oh, great Googa Mooga. Can't you hear me talking to you? Just a ball of confusion. Oh, yeah, that's what the world is today. Woo! Hey, hey. Fear in the air, tension everywhere, unemployment rising fast. The Beatles' new records are gas, and the only safe place to live is on an Indian reservation. And the band played on. Eve of destruction, tax deduction, city inspectors, bill collectors, mod clothes in demand, population out of hand, suicide, too many bills, hippies moving to the hills, people all over the world are shouting in the war, and the band played on. Great Googa Moogie, can't you hear me talking to you? It's a ball of confusion. That's what the world is today. Hey, hey. Let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you. Same ball of confusion. That's what the world is today. Hey, hey. Let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you say it. Let me hear you, let me hear you say ball of confusion. That's what the world is in today. This was in 1970. Now it's 1925, and it seems like not much has changed. But you know what? I want to give you hope. I want to end on a hope. No, we're going to continue with the program, but we're going to conclude our music is lit. We're going to have some final words to say to you. But again, this is also from 1970. And so while the Temptations were singing Ball of Confusion and Curtis Mayfield was singing Don't Worry, we had another song that came out from one of my favorite jazz pianists. But what happened, at one time, he was doing a lot of classic jazz compositions, and then he started writing lyrics with his jazz compositions. And when I first heard this song, it didn't have lyrics to it. But Horace Silver re-recorded this song in 1970, and he put some lyrics to it. And I want to really share the lyrical version of Peace, and then I want to give you an acronym for my understanding of peace. And this is from Horace Silver. It's a song called Peace, and it was actually sung by a brother from Newark named Andy Bay. And he was made very famous in Newark, and sometimes he sang with his sisters called the Bay Sisters. And so this is Peace from Horace Silver as sung by Andy Bay. There's a place that I know where the sycamores grow and the daffodils have their fun. And the cares of the day seems to slowly fade away in the glow of the evening sun. Peace when the day is done. If I go there real late, let my mind meditate on everything to be done. If I search deep inside, let my conscience be my guide, then the answers are sure to come. Don't have to worry none. Life's sweet seed, when it grows, can wither and come undone, but that sweet-smelling thing will be blossoming next spring. When the kiss of the midday sun, living has just begun. When you find peace of mind, leave your worries behind. Don't say that it can't be done. With this point of view, life's true meaning comes to you, and the freedom you seek is one. Peace is for everyone. Peace is for everyone. Peace is for everyone. And I end with an acronym, because when I look at peace, I see P-E-A-C-E. And P for me stands for passion. E stands for excellence. A stands for attitude. C stands for creativity. And E stands for expectations. And so peace is passion, excellence, attitude, creativity, and expectations. And that concludes our Music is Lit expanded edition. And we're gonna do some more of that. But Ron, what say you, man? How do you feel about us doing our Music is Lit expanded edition? Did it make you feel good?
Oh, it was outstanding. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
was
you were
rolling.
singing.
I mean, hey, I'm not a singer, but hey, but you know when
But
it
you was
hits you in the
moved,
move,
yeah.
absolutely. No matter you gotta
Oh,
feel the
my brother, you
positive
got to.
energy,
You
no
have
matter
to.
how
The
you look at
vibes,
it.
the vibes.
I mean, it makes you want to get up and shout and whatnot. You become a singer. We didn't know how to sing. You know, you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
But I'd like to say this. This is so true because even as we started out with the lyrics, it's hard to say goodbye to yesterday when things were good. At least you thought they was then.
Yes, yes.
To come and say, you know, that if there's hell below, we're all going to go. To a change is going to come.
Yes, yes.
To a ball of confusion.
Yes.
When you go back and take those steps back in, you know, in time where all those was written at there and bring it up to today, there is a ball of confusion because everything then, as I felt then, and I still feel today, is exactly what's happening to a T. Politician, taxes, this and that, yeah, and yet and still people still sleep. But as my brother said, we're gonna stay on the positive side and keep something good. So let's continue to do this. I just ordered a book, okay, and the reason why I have this book in the stick too, you know, there's an essay in here that this is by W.E.B. Du Bois. There's 4 books in here. I went to Barnes & Noble to order one, which the title of that was Dust of Dawn. Okay, and I just want to read a short segment of, but there's 4. So since they didn't have that book, the young lady was telling me about this book, which had 4 books within it. So it was beneficial to me. Yes, it might take me the next 50 years to read it, but nevertheless, let me.
It's over 1,000 pages.
You know, but everything ties in. And so just kind of skip over, this go back to the late 1800s, early 1900s. Wow. So and let me read just a couple things by W.E.B. Du Bois, okay? The historian, socialist, novelist, educator, and political activist William Edward Burghardt Du Bois was the most gifted and influential black intellectual of his time. This volume presents his essential writings covering the full span of restless life dedicated to the struggle for racial justice.
Racial justice. Yeah.
Racial justice today. He wrote it then. And some of the essays, the books are The Suppression of African Slave Trade to the United States, 1638 to 1870, 1896, and thereafter. The second one, The Soul of Black Folks, 1903, a collection of beautifully written essay narrated the crucial of racism and celebrate the strength and pride of Black America. This is what's important today. Dust of Dawn, 1940, was described by Du Bois as an attempt to educate the race problem in terms of his own experience. It describes his boyhood in Western Massachusetts, his years at Fisk and Harvard University, his study and travels abroad, his role in founding the NAACP, and his long association with it, and his emerging Pan-African consciousness. He called this autobiography his response to an environing world that guided, embedded, illustrated, and embroidered by his life. Now, I just want to go back a half a second, because it says here, and I want to make this clear because I understood it, when it says his role in founding the NAACP. Well, I would like for you, and this not to take away, okay, because he was one of those who came into it, and he was enlightened by it. But as I said before, because I've done my research, and anybody could do their research and show me different. Marion Overton White, a white woman, okay, saw the injustice on a black man by a police officer back then in 2 years before W.E.B. Du Bois came aboard. Morfield's story was the first, he was Jewish if I recall, the first president of the NAACP. That's where the term comes from. When W.E.B. Du Bois, because he was up in Niagara Falls at that time doing his studies and whatnot, and he came along with Mary Wells and few others. So keep this in mind. I don't share something and put something on the table unless I had done some homework. Now, if anyone can find out anything different, that's fine. But it's not so much of that. It's about understanding what took place back then and what exists today. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed, no matter how you look at it. And also, as we move forward, think about the OJs. They say unity. We must have unity.
Yes,
he said it then.
Yes,
they said it then.
Yeah.
Why are you complaining and worrying about somebody who's trying to dismantle your whole life, your culture, and everything else? The pastor was talking about that today. They take it from you. What the hell you allow somebody that don't give a damn about you take something from you? You have to live and survive. And as I read with in the book, it's your job to rule, protect, and control your environment. And the only way that can happen is that we come together.
Yeah, we have to. I think we talked about this before. I think one of the problems we might have is the fact that, as black people, we think we have options. We think that we can do it another way. But again, history tells us that when we work together, I think of the bus boycott that Dr. Martin Luther King led. I mean, that was successful because everybody, it was into that. They stopped riding the bus, and so what happened, that was successful. And again, we're gonna have to understand that we got to really come together and to do what we have to do and be consistent about it. Okay, the time is very short here. As a matter of fact, I see we have like 5 minutes, and so I'm gonna let my brother take that. And again, we thank you for tuning in. We thank you for your comments. We thank you for your attention to this program. And as always, we wish you the best. And Ron, what say you?
I want to read some, but I want to also give a shout out to, as I mentioned before, and even though we've run out of time, but the time that we spent was so excellent. This is BOWA, BOWA Construction. I met this brother at the Black Chamber of Commerce a few days ago. And this is important because, as I have said then, and I stood from this brother and I made a correction. I said, often we don't have any black businesses, whatnot. And yet he proved me wrong. And I apologize to him as I'm sharing with you. This other brother I found out, his name is, I think I have the right card, Keith D. White, okay, PhD, Executive Business Consultant Coach. And if I'm almost sure he the one indicated that he has a lot of black hotels. I was shocked, and I apologize to him. You see, that's what's important. When I thought that we don't own anything, I stand corrected. So I say to you, there's a lot. We just have to come together, connect with each other, inform each other, and stop talking about they. Who the hell is they? If we could come together and find these black hotels, because I sure would support them, and I say that to you. Support the black hotels and stop running and spending your money in the white hotels, because again, they're making money off you, and yet the system is taking everything from you. I know we don't have much time, but I'm going to take 1 minute just to read a little bit of this, at least start, and we'll come back. This one's in reference to a woman's soul. The core of a woman's soul lies deep beyond her awareness, meshed with this hidden treasure, and only a seeker will search tirelessly, willing to discover the surface before the true prize emerges from an unknown place. If one is willing to strive for understanding, only time will tell. A woman exhales softly, her frustration clear, crying out for a comforting touch that makes her feel safe and protected. Comfort is the primary source of strength she seeks. A shadow reminiscing of the Song of Solomon. Her tears of beauty fell soaked in pain for her lover, dehydrated by loneliness, just to be held and loved by the strength that guides the sheep as they wander. She needs this, and even from afar, freedom flows beneath the glittering stars at night. She recognizes the sound of a gentleman, masculine voice, Her lips quivered with noise escaping from within her pores, causing her to shake and fall into emotional instability without any diagnosis. A woman's soul is the heart of a man's missing rib, carefully carved from the left side of his whole, completing the full tone of his purpose that make his engine run stronger with the power of 1,000 horses. Moving slowly from side to side, shuffling across the landscape, feeling the pounding of thunder as the earth trembles. The woman's pain is her longing to be held in love and control with passion as she searches the plains, gathering fruits from her labor to return home for a soft welcome, a whisper, no sound, just the tight embrace of solid arms wrapping around her like coconut cream oil, carrying a fragrance of tomorrow that never arrived, but resting until yesterday is gone. Her words are a plea for intimacy as her body swells like a wave, rushing around like an undercurrent, causing her thoughts to become misaligned, confused yet screaming for uncontrollable signals, flashing like stoplights without power. Love, she yearns for that only a superior man can offer. Standing on the edge, he's willing to cross over to share the wisdom and knowledge she longs for. She is a warrior in her own right, fighting alongside, and for her help meet, she remains strong.
That was powerful. This has been Poetically Speaking with yours truly, Terry Benjamin and Ronald C. McCray, and you. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.